Hi, thank you for your question. I actually don't even have to wonder about this question, because although my husband met me, as male, I had already transitioned, I was living as male, I had been on hormones, I had top surgery, this is actually one of our first FaceTimes. I actually detransitioned and presented as a woman, for like a month and a half, and he stuck by me. After I was on T for about 3 years, my liver started to fail on it. I could no longer take it. I'm fine now, but I had to discontinue testosterone, and that was honestly one of the hardest times of my life. Because it felt like I finally had freedom, and then boom, it was taken away. My thought process during the time was, I'm literally going to lose everything. I'm gonna appear more feminine as each day goes on, so I might as well just rip the band-aid off, present as a woman in public, at least I'll get hassled less. Which I surprisingly did, even covered all in tattoos, like as a non-passing trans man. It's not as bad now because everybody knows me around here, but it was rough before. And I figured I'd just work on everything else in therapy, but plot twist never works, so... Not that therapy doesn't work, in other scenarios, but it's been proven that with gender dysphoria, the number one successful way to treat it is to transition. But yeah, my husband stuck by me the whole time. I mean, he's primarily attracted to men, but our relationship didn't really change much. I'm the same person, I don't know. It honestly didn't change much then. Hi, thank you for your question. So before I get into this, I just want to show you three different collages. So all of these pictures, every single one of them, is me when I presented as a woman. Every single one of these pictures is me when I presented as a woman. Every one of these pictures is me as I presented as a woman. For the first 25 years of my life or so, I literally felt like I was in survival mode. I had no idea how to be a woman. And I'll get people on here that will say, there's no right way to be a woman. There's all different ways to be a woman, no right way. And I agree. But there's also no right way to be a woman when you're just simply not one. Because of this, throughout the years, I literally would just watch women that I knew, people I looked up to, people that were just around me, and I would adapt, parts of their styles, their mannerisms, etc. I would constantly, transform into just a completely different aesthetic, hoping that just one way would feel right. Just one way. If there could only be just one way that I could present, and I'd be like, this is the one. I feel comfortable now. This is it. And I never found it until I started transitioning. So when I was about probably, I'd say it was either 25 or 26, I started hormones. I got top surgery maybe a year later. Having the ability to medically transition was just astronomical for me. I remember going on hormones, it was just the definition of freedom for me. It felt like such freedom. That feeling I was always looking for of, this is it. Now I know. I got that when I started testosterone, when I started to medically and socially transition. But, it was 2.5 years down the line, my liver started to fail, I started to have liver issues, and then at 3 years, at the 3-year mark I ended up discontinuing testosterone because my liver was not reacting well and I was facing liver failure if I stayed on it. This time was probably one of the most disheartening and scary times of my life, and I've been through a lot, man. As a disclaimer, like I said, I've had top surgery, but this was me, just to give you a visual, what I looked like, pretty shortly before I stopped testosterone. So I passed every day as male. To be honest, if I grew my facial hair out and dyed it and my hair, like I did back then, I'd pass also. I just don't feel like putting in the effort now. But back then, that was terrifying to me. Everything might revert and I might not pass in public. Socially, I felt like it was really scary. Also, the thought of just watching everything I was so excited about just fade away. I felt like it'd be easier to just rip the band-aid off and present as a woman again. I only lasted a month and a half. So my husband's at work and he called me because he needed me to get him a water. He was really thirsty. So I brought him a snack and a drink, right? And he's anxious with me being at home because we've been together 24/7 every single day, and I'm nervous honestly too, but he's so nervous about like me being in charge of everything, like me handling our kid alone, and like even though I did it for like 5 years without him, but like taking care of the birds and the dog and everything, like he's so nervous. He's like, it's just so hard being here and like not knowing like how everything's going at home. I'm like, well, we're pretty much just sitting around watching some Coco Melon. That's pretty much it. I'm like, it's not very exciting, although I did get a doggy poop bag open in less than 90 seconds today, so that was pretty exciting. I do have to say that. So too bad he missed that. But I just think it's cute that he's like worried about me at home. But yeah, he does like his new job, and I'm proud of him. And yeah. I just think that's so cute. Yes, I can drive. What the? This reminds me of any time anyone's like, so did you graduate high school? And I'm like, I graduated college. And they're like, oh. This reminds me of when I'll go to the ER and they'll be like, and did you do any illegal substances today? And I'll say, no, I've been sober 8 years. And they give me one of these. Or when I'm walking in a parking lot and an old lady in like a 96 Buick will lock all her doors. Because I might steal their rust-stained title and, you know, like 9-year-old peppermint candies. Like, damn, I know I look like I just got paroled and had like, you know, a month's worth of like good meals. Maybe a year. But come on! Yes, I drive, I work, I'm sober. I have been for a long time. I graduated college on the dean's list. The more you know. Hi, thank you for your question. Yes, if I'm ever in a situation where I feel like I need to pass more, or sometimes I just feel like passing more, I do, grow my facial hair out a little bit, my hair out a little bit, and I dye it, and then I enhance it with makeup. Let me show you. So all the pictures I'm gonna show you are when I've already, like, been off testosterone for an extended period of time. Here is one. Here's another one I found. Another one. And another one. I love this picture of my husband and I. So this is actually one of my favorite stories. One of them. I had gone viral at one point because I did a tutorial on how I do a 5 o'clock shadow with makeup on my face in situations where I feel like I need to pass more. That's the video. I got so much hate on that video, from all types of demographics, but the main one was women. And this kind of bothered me because, you know, of course, everybody should be able to wear makeup for whatever reason they want. It doesn't matter. You know, do your thing, you know what I mean? But I did feel some type of way that a lot of these women, were like, you know, really degrading me and stuff, about makeup when, like, they wear makeup because they just, you know, it makes them feel better about themselves. They want to wear makeup. It's like, it's just something that makes them feel better. When I wear, like, makeup to make it look like I have facial hair, it's typically, not always, but it typically, to pass in, like, you know, many situations where I feel like might be somewhat unsafe. But, justice prevailed. Because since I've posted that video, I have gotten, I want to say it's closer to 10, but I'll say at least 7 proposals from different brands for brand deals. Makeup brands. And I declined every one because I don't want to do a makeup brand deal because, frankly, I don't like wearing makeup. It's just something I feel like I have to do sometimes. You know, it's not something that I really necessarily, like, enjoy doing. And also, I don't really do brand deals. But it was ironic because a lot of these women that were like on my page bashing me, you know, about like, oh, it looks horrible. And a lot of them, if you went to their pages, were like, you know, aspiring makeup artists. And meanwhile, I was getting tons of brand deals. So maybe the video wasn't for them, but it was for somebody. And hey, maybe brands aren't reaching out to them because of their personalities. But yeah, that's one of my favorite stories. So you may have noticed that, like, my wardrobe is pretty much all black everything. Black hoodies, black tees, black beaters. It's all black. It wasn't always like that. Actually, I used to pretty much exclusively only wear band tees. That is, until my kid entered the public school system. You see, my son, he has, like, you know, an IEP. He always has. And I've always had, like, you know, dress-up clothes to go to IEP meetings and weddings and stuff like that. But the thing is I always look like I'm going to court. All the time. Anytime I dress up, I mean, I'm hot, but I look like I'm going to court. Like, you know, that's what people think. This particular school he entered, like, they wanted me to pick him up, like, actually, like, walk into, like, the school, the classroom to go get him. So I had to find appropriate attire, okay?
All of my shirts either had like evil nuns, upside down crosses, or expletives all over them, if that's how you say it. It was the day I had to go pick him up. I had to find something presentable. And so my thought was, well, I gotta wear one of these band tees because they're the only shirts I own. But I had like a denim vest, and I could button it up at the time. I probably can't now. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But anyways, I could button it up, and it wasn't my battle vest, although I have a lot of those. It wasn't my battle vest, so I thought, this is fine. I'm gonna look weird. Definitely not gonna look average. It's presentable. It's presentable. You know what I mean? It's presentable. And I go get him, and everything's hunky-dory. I get in the door, and oh my God, I saw myself in the mirror, and you could definitely notice this. I don't know how I didn't get it. I think because you could mainly notice it when it was like buttoned and not when it was unbuttoned, because it like goes out, you know what I mean? Not only did I have pins on that jacket, I forgot I put there, of half-naked pinup women, I had a pin that said in big letters, "I make grown men cry."
Oh no, our kids enough. It's so funny that I feel like on TikTok, like I'm regarded as kind of like a really good parent. I mean, I am a good parent, but like if you asked any of my friends, I feel like I was the last person they ever suspected to have a kid and thrive at being a parent. To be honest, I'm not like a huge fan of kids. And I know there's people on this app who are like, oh my God, that's a horrible personality trait to not like children. And if we're being real, it's just I have OCD. I really do. I've been diagnosed since I was a little kid. And they gross me out. There's always snot, spit on everything they touch. They're always trying to steal your food. But see, I lucked out. My kid came straight out the womb acting like a 30-year-old. You don't believe me? He used to read the newspaper on his way to preschool. I don't share pictures or videos of my son anymore, but you can't even see him because he's buried in the newspaper. My kid knew square roots by 8 years old, and for fun, he plays with the iPhone calculator app. He is the perfect child for me to parent. And he don't steal my food because he don't want it. He has food aversions. Literally, I got the perfect kid for me to raise. But to be honest, I don't think he's always going to be my only child. I do think at one point our family will expand. Just not for a long time. Neither one of us are ready for that. But you know when you just know something, like you just feel like you know something about your future. Like I know in my gut, in my heart that there's gonna end up being more kids. I just know. Not biological. But I just have a feeling. But see, I wouldn't even pursue expanding my family right now, even if I felt like financially and stress-wise we were ready for that. Because when I think of why would I want to expand my family, my immediate thought is I want to make sure my son is safe in the future. He has a secure future. You know, my son is autistic, and I know there's a chance, given the level he's at right now, although he excels in many areas, he has a lot of things he needs help with, and I know that that might be true even when he's an adult. Maybe not, maybe so. And the thought of him having somebody always there for him really, makes me feel safe. But that's not right. It's not right to bring any child into any family with expectations and a job all ready for them. It shouldn't be any sibling's job to care for their siblings. Family is very important to me. That's what I would do. But I don't feel like I should dictate that onto anyone, especially a child. So definitely not right now. Let me tell you something. I just woke up. I haven't got my bearings or whatever yet, okay? This was my day to sleep in. I woke up today and I thought, I need to get a new Christmas wallpaper on my phone. You know I love Christmas. I love the holidays. So this is one of the photos that was in the runner-up, okay? The little red house reminded me of our home in the snow. Love it. But then I noticed, okay, you see all the options, right? Like I was looking for use as wallpaper. I noticed at the bottom, it says, this is really a cursed one. This is really a cursed one. So I'm a little creeped out by that, right? But I wasn't gonna click it right off the bat. My husband's researching on his phone. I'm researching. Is this a new feature? Maybe you can I don't know, brand photos as ones you don't want to see as cursed images. My husband starts watching a YouTube video on how people think iPhones, the new updates are cursed or the new phones are cursed. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm gonna press it. So I press it. And what do you know? Number blocks comes up. What do you know? So it looks like I've been pranked by my 9-year-old, okay? Now, I just want to point out it says that this is by Number Block Idiot, okay? The other day, I go into my husband and I's room, and my kid, he just says, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh no. I go, did you do something bad? He goes, yes, I did. And he hands me his phone and he shows me he was watching Number Block Idiot, this channel, okay? And he's not allowed to watch it because it has the word idiot in it, so I'd rather him find something else. He goes, how long till I can watch Number Block Idiot? He means like, how old do I have to be till I can watch Number Block Idiot? I'm like, when you're older, when you're over 18, watch whatever you want. Right now, you can't watch that. So I guess he took it upon himself. And I remember him getting mad about a shortcut. He was mad he couldn't, like, make a shortcut thing work or something. But I don't know anything about that stuff. So he knows that I'm like, I get freaked out about things like cursed stuff, evils. Like, he knows. So he put that on the options because he knew I'd be scared and he knew I'd be tempted to investigate, and then boom. It was Number Blocks Idiot. I'm proud, but also what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, that was very, very well planned out, and he held it in for a long time because once he saw that I found it, he was cracking up. And, like, I could never keep a secret that long, so, like, part of me's proud. It's like, wow, that was a really good prank, but also, what the heck? Yes, I remember this distinctively. So we were at Walmart and my mom had given us like a list of stuff she needed picked up. And on it she wrote an emery board. But my husband didn't read it the right way because one, he doesn't know what the hell an emery board is. And number two, he can't read cursive. So he's taking us to like the arts and crafts section, right? And he's like, okay, we're almost done. We just gotta go over here and pick up your mom's enemy board. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I don't know. It says on her list an enemy board. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't know. I guess she wants a board to write names of enemies. I don't know. He's taking us to the arts and crafts section to go get one, to get a board so she can write her rivals on it. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Give me that list. That does not make sense. It said emery boards, like nail files. Thank you, I'm glad you like that tattoo of his, but I am also so glad that you will never see the tattoo on his other leg. Let me tell you something, so my husband and I, when we first, met, started talking, whatever, we were not, this depiction of, a wholesome family, like a lot of people view us now. My husband, that wonderfully mature, patient family man that he is now, he was not sober when I met him. I'll just say that he was not sober. And me, I had no intentions of committing to anyone or anything except parenting, because that was a commitment I was locked into. It was already done. Not that I don't mind it, but I take the commitment very seriously. Anything else, it was sayonara. Now, my husband and I'll say we have completely changed our lives around. Me, I'm super committed. My husband, he's been sober 4 years. But listen, back then, he was blacking out every weekend and I was ghosting on him every Thursday. And see, even back then, my husband, he's always been a quiet man. Albeit that doesn't mean he can't be spiteful. And one weekend he was mad at me because we had gotten in an argument the week before and I ghosted on him or something. So he goes and gets shit-faced. But it doesn't end there. He sends me a picture of a half-naked demon lady. And he says, hey, I want to get this tattooed on me. And he knows I hate that shit. Not hot women. Love that shit. But I'm not into the demonic type imagery and stuff. I really don't like it. It's just not my thing. So I says, no, do not get that tattoo. Please do not get that tattoo. I begged him. He's like, okay, no worries. I won't get it. He got it. Except he didn't just get this tattoo, okay? He got it done by this dude who just got out of prison. So not only does he have this demonic lady on his leg, but she's lopsided, and it looks like she has a C-section scar from the 1920s. Now, I shouldn't talk. I'm covered in terrible tattoos. Awful. Oh, he got that 100% to spite me. And he will not cover it up. Because he says it's an important part of our history. And I mean, okay, he's right. It does signify how much we've grown together and individually. But also, I think he keeps it just to have one up on me sometimes. But anyways, yeah, that's the story of my husband's other tattoo. And people are gonna ask, can we see it? No, you can't. I'm not getting my account banned over that bit.